So in this question, we have to find the largest area of submatrix, and here we can only reorder the columns. So if you can see in this question, we are given with a matrix, and after reordering the columns, so after like placing this column 1 1 1 in the middle, we are getting an area of 4. So let's see how to solve this problem. And this one is a kind of tricky one, but let's see how we can do this. So here we are given with a matrix, which is again the matrix taken from the example itself. Now what we are doing is we are basically calculating the sums of the row. So first of all, I'll take this first column. So I'll be taking, let's say, this column. Okay. So after taking this column, what I'll do is like I'll be basically summing it. So for example, this is 0. After I'll go down, go over here, which is 1. This is 1, right? And then after going here, what I'll do is like 0 plus 1 will be 1 itself, which is what I am placing over here. And 1 plus 1 will be 2. So I am putting it over here. Similarly, I'll be traversing through the next column. So sum is 0, sum is 1, and again, since I find this in another sum as like another element as 0, I'll be putting it as 0 itself, because I have to find the continuous one sequence. So that is why it is 0 itself. So if you can see, it is 0 over here. Let's see here. So 1, so for 1 I have placed 1, and then 1 plus 1 is 2, and then this is 3, right? So we have calculated the cumulative sum matrix. So we can replace the same matrix with this matrix, so we do not need to use any additional space. So this is what we have done as of now. So since we have calculated the cumulative sum, so this will look something like this. So something like this, in a sense, the maximum of the 0th column is 2, maximum of the first column is 1, and the maximum of the third column is 3. We have this as of now. So this looks something like a histogram. So what we, if we sort this histogram and make something like this, which is like 1, 2, and 3, and then what we can do is like run a loop from 0 to n, and we'll find the maximum area this can occupy. So let's say something like this, which is basically, let me change the color. Yeah. So suppose I have sorted this thing, the maximum thing, and I'm getting something like this. So at the like 0th column, what I'll take is like the value of this particular what is a particular length into the number it can cross. So basically it will be something like 1 cross this 3, right? So the area will be 3. Now if you go to 2, the area will be 2 into 2, which is 4. And if we just look at this, the area will be 3 cross 1, so 3. The maximum will be 2, right? So 2 into 2, which will be 4. So we'll return 4. We'll see the code how this works. So for this, what we'll do is like we'll sort each row. So after sorting each row, so after sorting each row, this will be the vector like matrix which will be getting like 0 0 1, and then 1 1 2, and then 0 2 and 3. Let's see the code how we have implemented this, which is here. Let me try to zoom it for you so that it will be easy to understand. Let me know if it is visible nicely. So what we have done as of now is this n is the size of the array, like not array, n is the size of the matrix, the row of the matrix, and m is the length of the column of the matrix. And we have initialized answer as our answer as a variable to store our answer of the maximum area. So this will store the maximum area which will be returning. So if you see in this loop, what we are doing is like basically we are just arranging this, finding the maximum the cumulative sum. Finding the cumulative sum is this thing. This matrix is what we are calculating. So if you see over here, what is we are doing is like if the matrix of I comma j is 1, then only we are adding with the previous one. So we'll be running this loop from I. So so this loop is for every column. So this first loop is for every column. So for every column, we are traversing through each and every element of the row, and we are if checking if the element is one, then we'll be adding with it this with the previous one. So let's run this loop over here and find this array which we have calculated. So when we run this loop in this matrix, what we are getting is like this will be 0, right? So as of now we are at 0th j equals to 0. So since j is 0, we are at 0th column, and then our I is 1, so we are at ith row. Ith row is this is the first row, one row, right? So if this element is 1, yes, this is 1, then what we are doing is like we are updating this with the previous plus 1. So previous is 0 plus 1 is 1, so we are getting this 1. Again we'll iterate down, and if this is 1, yes, this is 1, then we are summing previous, which will be this one plus 1, which will be 2. We are ending over here. Now we'll go to the next column, which is this column, and if and we'll not be looking at the first row, like the 0th row. We'll directly go to first row according to the loop, which will be like 1 comma 1 now. So at 1 comma 1 we have 1, so we'll be adding 0 plus 1, which will be 1. This is what we'll get. Now since this is not 1, this is 0, we don't do anything, we won't do anything, and we'll move to the next column. Now let's see, we'll go at 2 comma 1, and at 2 comma 1 we'll be adding the previous value from this part, which will be matrix of 2 minus 1 will be 1 comma 1. So sorry, 2, yeah, 2 I is as of now 1, yeah, so 0 comma 1. So this is our 0 comma 1, this plus this will be 2. Similarly 2 plus 1 will be 3. So this loop is basically adding our matrix. So we are creating a cumulative sum matrix, and after that what we are doing is like for every row we are sorting the matrix. So begin and end. So for every row it will sort the matrix. So after sorting we will get something like this, which will be 0 0 1 for this row, and for the same row what we are checking is like, okay, what is the answer? If so let us suppose that if my matrix was only of one row and not of two rows. So suppose my matrix is just this row, that's it, this is this row, and let's hide these rows, these two rows we hide it. So among this what will be the sum? So 1 will be the sum. And let's suppose now let me show the code again. Yeah, so we'll be sorting this, and we'll be checking for each element what will be the maximum which we can get. So the maximum which we can get is like the matrix value itself into m minus j. M minus j is basically we'll understand this m minus j when we'll come to the last loop. So let's see the last column directly. So this is the last column after sorting, right? So last column after sorting 0 2 3. So 0 2 3 means, this means that we are looking at now the entire matrix, because even all these are in consideration now. And suppose we are at this 0th value, suppose we are at over here. So what we'll do is like we'll multiply 0 into 3, this 3 till here. So we'll get 0, no issues. Now we'll move at this place. Now we have the value 2. So 2 is basically our matrix of I comma j value. So I comma j is 2. So 2 into m minus j. M is 3 minus 1 is 2. So 2 into 2 4. So we are getting 4. So we'll update our answer with 4 as of now, because this is the maximum. And then again we'll loop in, and we'll get the value 3. So now we'll be like 3 into m minus j. So j is 2. So 3 minus 3 into 3 minus 2, which will be 1. Sorry, which will be 3. 3 into 1 will be 3. So the maximum what we are getting is 4, and this is how we'll update our answer. I hope you have understood this code. This was a little bit complex, but I hope I have explained it well. Thank you so much for watching the video.